Hi everyone, and welcome to Chicago, Illinois. I am at Metra LaSalle Street station, and today we are going to ride the Rock Island District line down to Tinley Park. This is my first time on this line, so I'm really excited to do this. First, let me show you around LaSalle Street station really quick. Today I have with me the always lovely Lindsay, and we're also traveling with my sisters. LaSalle Street Station opened in 1852 as the terminal railway station for the New York Central Railroad. Trains from New York City and Detroit would terminate here at LaSalle Street.
Track number 6.
Today it is only used by the Metra Rock Island District line. LaSalle Street may have lost much of its glory, both in architecture and in rail service, but it's still a decent station. There is a small waiting room which has a manned ticket office as well as ticket machines, which is where we bought our tickets to Tinley Park today. Our trip to Tinley Park cost $3.25 with a reduced fare ticket, and the two kids that were traveling with us were traveling for free, so that was nice. If you love train travel, hit that subscribe button. We upload at least once a week, and this way you won't miss any of our content. You can also join our community on Patreon. Your support gives you access to cool features such as early video releases. And finally, follow us on our social media, Instagram and TikTok. Oh, you guys are smarter than me. All right, we are taking the 1240 all the way to Tinley Park.
Track number 3.
The Rock Island District trains are diesel-hauled, with the locomotive usually on the southern end of the train. The line is 40 miles long, connecting Chicago LaSalle Street Station to Joliet. Interestingly, this line actually has a branch line, and the majority of trains take this suburban branch, which has a lot more stops than the main line, up until Blue Island, Vermont Station. Now, on Saturdays and Sundays, there are 2 trains every 2 hours. One makes all local stops and terminates at Blue Island Station, while the train we're getting on runs express to Blue Island and then makes all local stops down to Joliet. Of course, during weekdays, the frequencies are much higher. So the legroom is definitely cozy. But how's the seat padding?
Cushy.
How does it compare to other trains we've been on?
Not as comfortable, but it's just commuter, so not super long distances, so I don't need Amtrak normal.
Joliet.
The seats are easy to flip directions, so you can face the direction of travel or travel in a group. Metra trains also have their own magazine, which is available on board, and we spent some good time figuring out this crossword puzzle. A digital version is also available. What's that on your phone, Lens?
Not my Metro magazine.
So why are the windows on Metra trains this green tint? If you know, let me know in the comments. We departed from LaSalle Street right on time. Our journey to Tinley Park today is scheduled to take 35 minutes, although at Blue Island we did run into a little bit of a delay, so it ended up taking about 40 minutes. LaSalle Street Station is only a few blocks east from Amtrak's Chicago Union Station, which is where the majority of Metro lines terminate. And as we begin to make our way south, On the right-hand side in the direction of travel is the big Amtrak yard, which is more clearly visible if you're taking an Amtrak train out of Chicago Union Station. We also align with the CTA Red Line. Transfer is available to the Red Line at 35th Street, our first stop and a flag stop, which serves the Guaranteed Rate Baseball Stadium, home of the Chicago White Sox. The name Rock Island District comes from the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad, a large railroad company that branched out west from Chicago LaSalle Street Station. Now that railroad is no more, but the very northern part between Joliet and Chicago has been preserved as the Rock Island District line that we're riding today. Our first station stop after 35th Street is Blue Island. We took the bypass of the branch line and ran nonstop. Blue Island Station is a transfer station to one of the branches on the Metra Electric District, which we have a trip report on, so be sure to check that out. Our train seemed to have a little bit of trouble leaving Blue Island Station, and we were wondering why this was. Well, once we inched our way out of the station, we quickly noticed a lot of law enforcement and Metra staff at one of the railroad crossings. Oh, there's police. That last car seemed to be parked really close to the tracks, so I wonder if our slow running had something to do with that. Once we'd cleared the site, we went full speed ahead to our next flag stop, Robbins.
Flag stop.
Somebody's actually getting on at the flag stop.
Or items to your train, please. If you do something, say something. Together we can make the phone more secure.
Now, there are several commuter railroads in the U.S. that use these cars, but Metra is perhaps most famous for their use of these so-called gallery cars. A gallery car has the door in the middle and then two large rooms on either side. On the bottom floor of the rooms, there is a connection to the gangway as well as the majority of the seating. And then each car also has two balconies on the side which act as the top floor, the floor I'm showing to you now. There's a luggage rack in the middle of the ceiling. Now, what's the point of this design? So while the design of these cars might not make the most sense when it comes to efficient use of space, this was designed with the conductors in mind. This way, a conductor can walk down the bottom floor and handle transactions and check tickets with the top floor like so. Now, I've heard mixed opinions about these gallery cars. I personally like them because they're different than what you see throughout most of the world, but there are legitimate concerns about the use of space. Metra is scheduled to replace their gallery cars with Alstom-built train sets in the future, which I believe will not have the gallery layout. The Metra Electric District has newer electric multiple units that also have this gallery layout, and those won't be replaced anytime soon. We've now made it to Tinley Park Station.
This is Tinley Park.
Oh, what a cute station.
The doors are about to close.
So this is Tinley Park Station. About a 40-minute ride from LaSalle Street, and such a cute station. A lot of people got off at this stop. I was surprised. It's Saturday in the early afternoon. I was surprised how many people were on the train. I really like traveling with Metra. I know that the interior of the trains isn't popular with everyone and that it has a few flaws, but I think the fact that, you know, it's only on a select few North American commuter rail systems makes it a fun experience to ride anyways. And there wasn't much staff interaction, but I've never had a bad interaction with staff on Metra. This was my first time on one of the diesel lines, actually, instead of on the electric district. Very similar experience to the electric district. Hey, look, there's a steam train there. Tinley Park is a town of about 56,000 people in the southwestern suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. The area around the metro station is pretty cute, with restaurants and shops and a park. This area corresponds with the original city limits of Tinley Park when it was founded. However, as soon as you walk up Oak Park Avenue just a little bit, it immediately becomes uglier strip malls, apartment buildings, and cookie-cutter suburbs. Business Weekly voted Tinley Park the best place to raise a family back in 2017, and I just don't see it. Back at Tinley Park Station, we're going to take the Metro back to LaSalle Street. The ticket office here at Tinley Park isn't open today, so we got some cash and we're going to pay for our ticket on the train. That was a big blast of wind. The tickets bought on board look like this.
Caution, the doors are about to close.
We're back in Chicago. We took the Rock Island District to Tinley Park and back. I had a really great experience. I mean, for $3.25, that is great value. And the two kids with us traveled for free today. The trains are dated, but still pretty comfortable, and the staff is really nice. Anything to add?
I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and I like that there's an openness to the car, as well as just it being so efficient and cheap. It's nice.
Yeah, it's fun.